Welcome to another episode of the eCom Pulse podcast. Today I have Erez Sages, the CEO and co-founder of iBundle, joining us. Erez and his team have transformed the shipping landscape for e-commerce businesses, particularly in the D2C sector. iBundles offer a unique shipping method that consolidates shipments, ensuring cost-effective and efficient delivery across multiple international corridors. In this episode, Erez shares the story behind iBundle's inception and how they identified a significant pain point in the e-commerce logistics space. He discusses the core elements that set iBundle apart, such as automation, competitive pricing, and their innovative approach to bundling shipments. Erez also provides valuable insight into the challenges of cross-border shipping, the importance of technology in logistics, and how e-commerce businesses can optimize their shipping strategies to meet customer expectations. Tune in to learn about the cutting-edge solutions iBundles offers and gain practical advice on navigating the complexities of e-commerce logistics. Enjoy the episode. Welcome to the eCom Pulse, your heartbeat to the world of e-commerce. I'm your host, Eitan Kotter. Join us as we meet with industry leaders, marketing experts, and the innovative minds behind the tech that is shaping the e-commerce future. So plug in, gear up, and get ready for a pulse-pounding journey into the heart of e-commerce. Hey Erez, how are you?
Hi, Eitan. I'm great. Yourself?
Oh, I'm doing well now. I can see the view from your screen, so it's really impressive.
The beautiful view of Kfar Saba.
Kfar Saba. You're from the north of Israel, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Challenging times. Yeah, but a lot of innovation from the area as well. And specifically, shipping, right? And so you're the CEO, the founder of iBundle. I think it's really, really interesting what you guys are doing. Maybe we'll start with just a quick intro about yourself and about the company.
Sure. So my name is Erez Sages. I'm 40 years old from Magal originally, Kibbutz Magal. And me and the co-founder, Oz Porad, my friend and my co-founder, we started iBundle 3.5 years ago with a mission of creating a new shipping method for e-commerce businesses in the B2C sector. For shipping products cross-border, internationally, direct to consumers. And we started that journey with a big vision, and we're doing it today, and it's exciting.
So I've interviewed, I think this is an area of great innovation, and I definitely interviewed in my podcast few of those companies, and I know there's a lot going on. What sets you apart? What is your unique source, and what is exactly you guys are providing?
I think that the key element here, obviously, is technology and understanding. We understand deeply the area we're working at. So we're a domain expert in those two fields, in e-commerce, in logistics, in shipping, direct to consumer, B2C shipping, and not just like any other SaaS system that there's out there in the market, and there's huge companies that has integrations for marketplaces, and the other end there's courier options, DHL, FedEx, etc. More automated, less automated. By the end of the day, most of those companies are not really, we call it touching the package, or a part of the journey, or creating the journey from A to Z, because it's really hard work. It takes lots of effort, and there's a lot of details that you need to know, and regulations, and how to build all this workflow from A to Z from all of these partners, and we're assets free, so we utilize lots of partners worldwide in order to manufacture this kind of shipping method of consolidation and B2C shipping for small, medium-sized businesses from lots of locations worldwide. Lots of locations worldwide. We have more than 8 corridors worldwide that we utilize today, and I think that's the secret sauce of iBundle in a nutshell.
Yeah. So if I'm an e-commerce business and I'm a brand or so, and I can go to obviously the big guys, right, for shipping and warehousing, right, like the FedEx of the world, right, and or I can go to some specialized companies, or I can work with probably with a software company or a SaaS company. How do you see are the main criteria of the operational guy or the shipping experts on the e-commerce side of things, and how do they make decision? What's important for them in today's industry?
So I think it's got to do with I think three major factors. One is automation. So we want things fast. We want things done with automation rules. You so don't have to do as less clicks as we can, as we call it, to generate the label and schedule the collection and show the duties and tax and classifications and all of those dramas that today there's lots of companies that still doing it one by one with Excel sheets.
Sure.
So that's the first element. That's one. The second element is pricing. As much as we're very, very sensitive, e-commerce businesses are very sensitive to pricing.
For sure.
And pricing per item value. It's super important because if you're going to ship something that's worth $500, usually you're gonna choose one of the big threes: UPS, DHL, FedEx.
Yeah.
But for the cheaper items, usually 70%. That's the statistics saying they will go with the postal offices, with postal options, which are terrible in some areas and fantastic in some areas. So we're trying to utilize them where they have their most added value. So in a nutshell, if there's a USPS package going from the US to the UK, so we know that the USPS will do their job greatly from the US into the UK, but then maybe Royal Mail will mess up all the clearance side and the last mile. So USPS were great here, but through all the journey, there's lots of stuff that lots of things that can happen that got nothing to do with them or not under their control, and we're filling in this gap. We're getting in this position and changing the clearance type and changing the last mile option, so we can have a sustainable kind of shipping for that e-commerce item that is less than $200 and between $200 to $50. That's the area of most of our shippers worth of goods, and we provide, and that's the second thing. So pricing, which we're very sensitive to, and third is a mix of all of them together. So as lots of e-commerce businesses has multiple options for multiple options for shipping, or multiple items they can ship. So the high value item express, a level underneath it bundles, and a third element, which is the cheapest you can find in post offices, untrackable, etc. So lots of businesses utilize those three, and we want to make sure you can utilize all of them within iBundle.
Yeah. So how the customer journey looks like? I mean, what are the things that usually a customer is doing on the platform that enables them to do this type of services?
Sure. So the first step is to register into the system, and then the second thing will be to connect their store. Shopify, Wix, Magento. We have more than 40 different channels we're integrated to, so a client can connect within a minute. And once he's connected, all his orders streamed into iBundle, into the dashboard, and then he can play and choose which option he wants to ship with. And there's a whole brain behind the scenes that creates all the bundles, creates all the choices, knows and verifies that what you're shipping is what needs to be shipped with the right regulations to the right destination with the right price that we're offering you at the same time in live. So that's basically the journey. You get the shipment, you get the label, collection, you pay for it, pay as you go. And that tracking and that statuses of that shipment goes directly back to the marketplace to update the consumer. That is participating in this game and wants to see his packages getting started with his journey.
Yeah. So what happens behind the scene? I guess you work very hard to build this network of partnerships, and obviously it's an ongoing work for you guys to make sure everything works well for each order, right?
Absolutely, it's a constant battle
Sure.
internally, as there every startup thing. And there's lots of things also changing, and there's lots of just the past few days we heard about all the B2C stock of Temu and other companies that were stuck in the US in Type 86 regulations. So it's and there's a lot to do. Like there's a lot of automation rules that we apply that will prevent it to some extent, to prevent it from happening. And that's part of the journey, how to be better all the time, even when regulations are changing or get enforced even harder, how to be on top and be super, super tight on everything we ship and what we that goes into our network.
Yeah. So how it all started? I mean, what inspired you to kick off iBundle? What's the story behind?
So me and Oz, we were in a different startup for 4 years where we done most of the shipping for e-commerce domestically in Israel. And then we understood a pain point that we thought was going to be much more interesting and has a global impact. And we thought about iBundle, how to consolidate lots of shipments, group them all together, enjoy that shipping method. And we started to understand more and more and to create chart flows of how it's going to look like and from where to where and how it's going to work and what are the regulations. And it really came from a pain that we saw at e-commerce businesses that they don't have enough options to ship their goods from A to Z. And they need, for every kind of shipment, they need the right method with price comparison, which would be sustainable for that kind of shipment. And that's what driven us. And I'm happy we started a journey in this particular field as we see it grows dramatically during COVID and even now. It's just this B2C market is growing very, very fast because lots of businesses are also understanding that having a front warehouse in country of origin origin will be it's costly, and sometimes it's even better to do the direct to consumer, to manufacture in China and ship per order. That's option one, or there's many other options that will prevent you or will make you save more money, but not compromise on the shipping level and service and support that we will provide to our customers.
Yeah. So is it true to say that the brains behind like the algorithms or the way you make decisions through this bundling of transactions, correct?
The way we're making a decision, it's the engine behind the scenes that that has lots of data.
Yeah.
And I know everyone is tired of hearing about AI and all this, but there's an element of AI here as well that creates and learns all the time from a lot of data we get into the system and successful journeys of our packages. And we know this journey is good, so we're going to keep utilize it. We're going to keep using it for the next time, for the next customer. And once we see dates to Poland and it gets stuck, and so the system learns and it knows you can't ship any food to this country, and the regulations, timeframes, ETAs, duties and tax, classifications, which kind of partners are qualified for each journey. So that's how we take decisions behind the scenes.
And where is the sweet spot? Is it more on the cross-border type of shipments, or is like locally within the US market, for example? Cross-border. What are the challenges that you see there that you needed to overcome?
In cross-border? Wow, there's so many. You need to understand a lot in each country. You need to understand the regulations.
Localization, of course. Yeah.
What is allowed, what is not allowed, export documentation here, import documentation, clearance agents, brokers. So there's a lot to learn. And first of all, we learn it ourselves, and then we get the machine educated.
Yeah.
And with that way, we can scale and we can get more and more customers and generate more volume and scale iBundle in a matter that we can move then to another location and create and duplicate the same kind of route.
Yeah. So are you providing like additional services on top of the SaaS platform?
Yeah, it's SaaS, and inside the SaaS there's the shipment itself that we will be in charge of it. So we will we'll charge the customer, and we will provide all the flow itself with all of our partners, and actually create the A to Z full flow.
Yes.
So you can ship with the USPS via iBundle, but there's 4 or 5 different partners that are controlling that package along the way, and that's what is creating the gap, and that's the differentiation in the market.
Yes. It's clear about the shipping aspect. What about, so if I'm a US brand and now I want to start doing business in Germany, right? So I need the localization, I need the local entity, I need all the legal documentation, the licenses, all these things that are involved. Is it something that also iBundle provides as a service, or you take care of it and then you come to iBundle?
We take care of the shipping itself. We don't take care of the entities and the license that the business needs to have in origin. Mm-hmm. We can help the businesses how to set up, because we have lots of partners that we can help with. But yeah, that's something that we do shipping. That's what we do.
Yeah.
The other stuff, and whatever is going to take the shipment to go from A to Z, that's in our mind. Because there's a lot to it, as you know, in e-commerce, there's many factors needs to be considered. We're trying to be focused as much as we can in what we do the best.
Of course, and I like this. I mean, for a tech company, you need to be focused, right, and provide a lot of value to this targeted market and the solution that you're trying to provide. And it's probably not the smartest thing to diversify and provide more services. So it's really clear and relevant. So how do you take decisions about roadmap? I mean, what do you see in the market now that is probably different, because we've been into COVID, which we will not repeat everything that happened in COVID. Everything worked crazy, but now probably we're back into the real life, back to reality, and things are a little bit different. So what do you see in the market? How do you make decisions about, feature set, what to develop? What are the key trends that you see right now?
So we always keep an eye on the market and see what are the new trends and countries that are most of the countries that manufacture. Mm-hmm. Those are the countries that we focus on, that have lots of B2C traction. From to USA is usually the biggest. To the two, with the clients are purchasing from the US. So it's usually countries. It's Turkey, it's Poland, it's China, India. We see big trends in those countries. Big trends, but lots of issues with the stuff that are coming from there. And we need to be very careful when we choose a market to start and operate, and so we can understand it first and know the regulation or non-regulation that businesses has there. But we always keep an eye on how the e-commerce journey is evolving, and I think that more and more. In a very high level, back in the days, like 6-7 years ago, e-commerce businesses would throw all their stock in a front warehouse and just dispatch everything from there. And then they understand the cost, and they understand they can't really grow because they have so many items. And today, I heard there's 4,000 new items every day on Temu, something like that, on fashion, so a daily. So obviously you can't maintain it, and you can't really hold that much of a stock. And from each stock you have to have X quantity. So it's not something that is going to hold for a long run. And we saw shifting from that vision to direct to consumer or B2C cross border. And then companies they're not stopping using the warehouses, the front warehouses. They keep using it for 20-30% of their goods, for the most common goods, and all the other will be shipped on demand. So if you want that kind of a jeans, extra large, tight, XYZ, so they're going to manufacture it in 3 days, and ship it to you, so they can save money.
You mean like direct to consumer, China to consumer, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
So we see a big shift in
Yes.
the past. I'm in this industry for the past 9 years, and I see a big shift in the past 5 years. And we think that the world is moving more and more into that direction. And we see that also with Amazon, FBA, FBM. So
Sure.
more and more FBM options and fulfilled by merchants, and merchants are fulfilling themselves because they don't want to pay the prices on the fulfillment part wherever Amazon are in their warehouses. But still, they keep some stock, and to play the game as FBA as well.
Yeah.
So it's always changing, but I see more and more development on the B2C side.
And what are the time frames for shipping on this D2C type of method?
So for Express, we all know 2 to 3 days ish. iBundle, we usually ship between 3 to 6 days. So it's a small price to pay if you want to ship something and get 40-50% less than Express. Those are the frames.
Okay.
Usually.
And you see, so I mean, e-commerce businesses, they need to like make decisions between price, time. I mean, this spectrum is always tough to decide. And eventually there is a customer on the other side. So what's happened? I mean, they just said, okay, shipment time will be like whatever, 6 to 9 days, and they are shipped directly from warehouse, or they're directly from manufacturer to the customer, right?
So actually, in some checkouts in carts, we control the cart itself, so they can see live prices. By the end consumer can see the live prices, and then he can decide for himself. He wants a free shipping, which is a known strategy. Free shipping 5 to 7 days, or I want it in 2 to 3 days, and I'm willing to pay $30 more. Okay. So that's the most common strategy.
Yes. And that information will come directly from iBundle, right?
Yeah.
To the user interface, and so they can decide decide about timing, which obviously reflect the cost. And so for the business, I mean, it's just transparent to the business, right? So
it's managing the expectation on the consumer side, and then he's not pissed off that his package haven't arrived in 3 days.
Yes,
he didn't pay for it. It's free shipping, and that's a whole checkout strategy that lots of e-commerce businesses are using. But still, you're gonna get it within 5 to 7 days. You're gonna get it at the end of the day, and for you, for the consumer itself, it's a huge benefit. We see customers or businesses that don't have checkout capabilities or free shipping in their checkout. We see 62% less cart abandonment.
Yes.
So it's a big difference, and then businesses should know how to play this game. It's a game at the end of the day, and how to play it and how to show it and correct duties and tax. What I'm going to see when it arrives to my country, are they going to charge me $100 more, or it's going to be duty free? I don't know it, and we will enable that option for you. The checkout will tell you, like you purchase something in Amazon, in front how many taxes, duties, and tax you're going to pay. So here we're gonna give you that information as well.
What about all the analytics part of things? I mean, if the shipment takes 10 days or whatever, 6 days, how do I get notified what's happening in real time? Is there an ability to access the platform and provide you some information, how this messaging is working?
Sure. So we have tracking, and it's our own tracking, iBundle tracking that that combines all the tracking events from all the providers we use it. And in each and every step, you can contact us, and you'll know exactly where your package is. It's very important because usually in this industry there's a gap of 2 to 3 days from the moment the package is ready to the moment it hits the country itself. No one knows what's happening in between, but we're giving those indications, those notifications of flights, arrival, customs cleared, last mile, hubs. To keep manage the expectation with our customer, which is the business and the consumer.
Interesting. So what's next for iBundle? What's your plans?
Wow, we have big dreams, I think. So we're working with a few partnerships with big shipping platforms that we looking to operate together at. I hope by the end of 2024.
Mm-hmm. You mean on the back-end side, right?
On the back-end side and on the front, on the front side as well.
Okay.
To utilize our services for big freight forwarders companies so they can enjoy that capabilities. Those are the big things that I'm looking for.
Nice. So, Erez, what was your first job that you think, not the McDonald's job, but the first job that was probably relevant for the industry?
For the industry, there's first job for the industry. I think a startup marketing job or startup job that I started before of iBundle that got me to understand the world of tech, the world of how to build a company, how to find a problem, how to recognize a problem, and how to enforce a problem on something that no one needs. That's also something that needs to be learned.
Yes.
And I think that they're saying that every founder is convincing himself, I found a problem. But at the end of the day, if someone is willing to use it, and we're saving time and money, and businesses are using our platform to get better shipping services, then it means that there's a need in place, and there's a problem, and we're in the right place, and it's developing from there. And
yeah. So obviously you are an expert in your field, right? You're an expert that says, hey, I'm pretty confident I can launch a company around this topic. Okay. So, I'm very interested how you reach that level of expertise. Is it like, are you a self-learner? You had like a good mentor that probably you want to mention. How did you reach this level of knowledge and expertise in your business?
Well, I really wanted to be a domain expert. And I learned most of it by myself, but with people that understand the business more than I do. And it's interesting, but there's not a lot of people that are a domain expert in B2C. There's a lot in B2B, a lot. I'm not an expert in B2B, but in B2C cross-border, you really have to know your way around it and to understand how it works and what's the... And there's good people along the way and partners that when we started iBundle, that I learned a lot from them, how to do their part of their journey, and then to combine it all together. So it's a lot of time to learn with big logistic companies, with small logistic companies, with couriers, with the experts in the field of e-commerce that got nothing to do to shipping, with Amazon experts, with Etsy experts, with Shopify stores owners, with my partner Oz, which is a CTO, to understand how it all works, how that system is operating behind the scenes, so I can understand it better. And so all of that together got us to the point that we feel very comfortable, and we can access and but obviously you don't know it. It wasn't 7 years learning and then going and hunting. It was throwing ourselves into the water, test drive, and learning from there. I think that's the most important part, to learn while doing. Just throw yourself out there, and the education will come.
Yes. So being a continuous learner and having the confidence and the knowledge to research and try to find solutions for a lot of things. And so for the logistics expert who are just listening to us right now, what are some of the tips or advice that you can provide? I mean, if they're for their job, if they're evaluating shipping solution or they're trying to make decision, what advice you can provide them?
Besides of iBundle?
Yes.
It's I think it's all the logistics experts in the field that are. I think in the next 4 to 5 years, if you're not going to be tech oriented and you're not going to have a software to manage whatever scope you manage today in logistics, you'll be too late. to market, as they say, because it's already we can see the differentiation. 5-6 years ago, it was so innovation just to have DHL or FedEx integration was mind blowing. Today, it's something it's not work in the park, but it's pretty regular. So things are changing super fast, and now AI comes to the table and changing a lot of the things that coming also into logistics, and we utilize it. We're not an AI company like everyone wants to say, full AI. We're not, but we have an AI element which is super important. It grows and grows, and we're gonna keep it grow, and we'll see what happens in a year time. I think it's gonna be the development is gonna be crazy, and not just within iBundle, but with all industry.
For sure. Great, Erez. Anything else you want to add?
No,
about
I think
it.
we covered most of in a high level. I think we covered
Great.
it.
Great. So we will share your information and, of course, the iBundle information in the show notes. I really would like to thank you. Wish you all the best, in your journey with iBundle. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Eitan. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Erez. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on this episode. Your support means the world to us. If today's episode has been insightful for you, consider sharing it with someone who would also benefit. Even one share can make a big difference. Looking to elevate your e-commerce game? Discover Vimy, a multi-channel e-commerce platform that will transform your business with the power of shoppable video. Visit us at vimy.net to learn more. It's Vimy, VIMMI.net. Thank you for being part of our journey. Stay tuned for more invaluable insights in our next episode.